Hey everyone, welcome back to some more Dune Spice Wars. I'm DisturbingPuppet. So today we're going to be starting a game of the Fremen. We're going to do kind of similar thing like I did with the Harkonnen, where we're sort of check them out. Have not played as the Fremen. They're the only faction left that I have not tried. They do feel like they seem a little weak based on the information about them, but I would hope that they maybe have like much better military units or something. Like that would make sense. Like the Fremen should have quite good military. Not sure if that's actually the case, but we'll see how it goes. So we'll go in and kind of check them out. We'll see how this progresses, though. We can kind of look at the different hegemony levels, what we get. Nothing is really that exciting here. So, like the smugglers, I'm assuming the Fremen have to harvest spice, and which I thought was kind of weird for the smugglers, but sort of made sense in that it was a bribe. For the Fremen, it honestly doesn't make sense at all that they have to and then have to hand it over, but I'm assuming it's probably the same thing, like it's set up like a bribe, but we can send harvesting teams which hopefully are fairly efficient, but we can send them kind of anywhere, it seems like, and grab spice from any spice field. Yeah, even in controlled regions. So we can form alliances with Heeches outside of territory, but we'll still have to trade with them to get our relationship up, I'm assuming. We should start with better relations with them, but that doesn't seem to be something it said. Can use thumpers to perform worm riding, so we don't, I'm assuming, don't have access to aircraft or airfields. Instead, we ride worms around, but I don't think the worms gives us any attack bonus. It could be something under tech that will unlock. We will see. Uh, at 5,000 hegemony, surrounding a deep desert grants control over it. Okay, that doesn't really do much of anything. Thumpers are generated passively and attract larger sandworms that travel farther. Okay, we can, travel on the map a little faster, whatever, a little further. 10,000 hegemony, knowledge of enemy alliances sieges. What does that do for me? That doesn't do anything for me. Allied sieges have a settlement capable of hosting a specialized industry. This might be interesting. We'll see how it goes. And I would like to note as well, there was an update today, so they did change some things. So in the update, they changed some of the tech around, and they also changed the way the Landsrod runs. So we'll see how that goes as we progress in. Today we're just going to kind of set things up, check out some of the units, and probably get to like the first Landsrod meeting, and then we'll kind of go from there, and we'll kind of check in on my progress through the campaign as we go through. So who do we want for counselors? We have Mother Amalo. Allows the construction of the Shai-Hulud Temple in a village. Fortunately, I don't know what the Shai-Hulud Temple does. Harvesting teams gain stealth and can receive one more crew. Okay, that sounds quite good. If I'm sending harvesting teams around different places, having them be stealthy is probably a very, very good thing to do. We have a Thelim. Military units gain extra speed. It's alright. Military units gain sand killers when no allies are nearby. Extra power and less damage received. So if I have a single unit by itself, it's more powerful. Okay, that might be nice early on, but later that's basically useless. If you have 3 guys on one side and 1 guy on the other, even if one side has a little bit of extra power, that does not make a difference. You're going to die. You're not even going to kill any of those 3 that are fighting you. Chani, hey, what do you know? Can use Incite Rebellion on Landsrod resolutions, causing rebellions in enemy villages if it passes. That's interesting. Gain an extra intel production per neutral neighboring region. So it's just some extra passive intel. It's okay. Stilgar, hey, cool. Grant 1 authority production per controlled region with spice fields. Controlled regions with spice fields give minus 20% upkeep to neighboring controlled regions and to themselves. Well, I mean, that's fantastic. And this is pretty good. So I feel like just for the fact of having stealth. So I think we take Mother Amalo and we take Stilgar. Like, that makes definitely way more sense to me than taking either one of these 2. Alright. We'll jump in, we'll see how the map is split up and who we have to fight. So it'll kind of randomly assign 3 other factions to deal with. We shall see how it goes. But yeah, to me it doesn't make sense that the Fremen would have to pay spice. It also doesn't make sense that the Fremen would have any influence over the Landsrod at all. Like, the smugglers have limited effect and have a way to kind of put, like, giving cash in exchange for some votes, potentially. The Fremen really shouldn't be involved in the Landsrod at all. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to work out. But we'll see. What else? Is there anything else I'm concerned about? Like I said, I feel like the military units for the Fremen should be really, really good. I'm kind of concerned they won't be, considering I've seen some of them before. flying units like frigates and fighters and stuff for the other factions are very, very good at killing infantry. So if the Fremen don't have access to aircraft or ways to easily take down aircraft, they're kind of screwed. So that's another thing when it comes to fighting. Even if we have good ground troops, if we can't effectively take down a frigate, potentially at least, then it's not really going to matter. We're just going to get slaughtered by aircraft at some point if the AI ever, gets them going. But in a way, it doesn't make sense for the Fremen to get aircraft, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out. I don't know. Whatever. I'm assuming they have some because all the other factions do, so there must be some kind of explanation, but it's kind of weird. It seems like it's kind of off. Like, there should be a bit more differentiation between the factions, I think. And that's one thing that I've noticed playing this game is that all the factions are very, very similar, even though I feel like at least thematically they should be quite different. So far, the most interesting has been the smugglers because they do have a special mechanic to build special buildings in opponent villages and stuff, so you can kind of siphon off resources or make it easier to attack, that kind of thing. Alright, let's go ahead and pause it. So we are going to be dealing with the Atreides, Akaz, and Carino. So the Atreides typically want to vote themselves in. Akaz seems to be very militaristic. Carino, money and military, basically. Also, why do we have ornithopters? We are... Like, why do the Fremen have ornithopters? There should be a different unit, basically, for the Fremen to be doing this. Where are we on the map? Okay, we're kind of off on the east section of the map. I'm not a big fan of that. We do have an area of spice right here, so that's where we're going to prioritize checking out. Yeah, so we have to pay. So yeah, it's Spacing Guild bribe is the way they're going to put it. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see that for the smugglers. I don't really get that for the Fremen. It doesn't really make sense thematically to me. But what you gonna do? All right, just as a reminder, we've got extra authority per controlled spice field, and spice fields make upkeep less, and our harvesting teams have stealth, and we can make Shai-Hulud temples in our siege here. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Let's look at units. So warriors, are these the basic? Yeah, so these are the same as the ones you can recruit through events on the map. So if I mean, they're okay. So they have low armor. They've got a decent amount of health. They do a lot of damage, and they also have a special ability. So units engaged with them have less power. That's quite nice. The skirmishers, military unit, you are much, much weaker. So what's the benefit of the skirmishers? For each penalty suffered by the target, gain extra power. This demolition squad specializes in destroying enemy vehicles. Really? So what are the special... I can't really like look and see what the various different traits are there. The unit traits. I'll have to actually build a unit to see. Like, it makes sense that they should have stealth, but I'm not sure they do. Infiltrator. Yeah, that might be what that first symbol is the stealth. So we might have a lot of just kind of stealthy things, which is interesting. So Infiltrator, stealthy unit specializes in melee combat, able to exploit weaknesses in enemy armor, striking what hurts most. Overall, stat-wise, health is terrible, attack is good, armor is 0. That's pretty bad. First attack in combat deals plus 40 damage, applies weakness. Yeah, not sure that's really useful. Mobile turrets. Fremen had to adopt their strategies to fight increasing armored invaders. A small team wielding stolen off-world artillery can wreak havoc on enemy air units while remaining discreet and fast enough to evade retribution. So, can set up an anti-air turret. Extra power, can only attack flying units. So otherwise regular artillery, or we can set them up for that. Fatakin. Alright, so these are kind of our elite guys. We'll need more hegemony to recruit them. So 700 health, 20 attack, 5. They're still not even that great, honestly, compared to a lot of the other units. So against the odds, for each enemy military unit in combat with this unit, gain extra power and armor. Okay, that sort of negates a little bit. Spire, so we do have a flyer. It's okay. It suppresses, so whatever we hit has less power. And then altar, or altar. I was saying altar. It's altar. So this is the frigate. Requires a recycling plant. Can activate deploy sails. Don't know what that does. Maybe it moves us around a little faster. Does have decent attack. Health is okay. Made from odds and ends of many ships, this aeronef can be customized to meet the needs of its maker. All right, so that, I mean, that thematically that sort of makes sense. Maybe we could have something that's sort of built from bits and pieces of other stuff. Okay, sure. So you're a ranged guy. You're a close combat guy. We'll get one of each of you building. Yeah, nothing too crazy, really. We aren't going to be able to look at tech until we take over a village. So we can't really look at anything. So I do want to take a look at the tech once that's up and running. I want to see what techs we have available. Village might be right there. I'm not sure. Produce spice, you need to build a harvesting caravan and deploy it in a spice field in neutral or owned regions. Okay, so it's giving me a little tool tip for that. How do I build the harvesting teams, though? Capture village to unlock harvesting caravan recruitment. Okay. Not a lot of wind here. If the village is right here, we'll be able to take it quite quickly. Do I want more military units? Maybe. We could grab another warrior unit. The warriors are actually pretty good. I've used them quite a bit in recruitment. I feel like the locals should be easier to take over. Like, we should be able to do kind of like the Atreides can do and just sort of take over someplace without even attacking it. Cost to annex is 20. Yeah, we can't, like, passive or peacefully annex a place like the Atreides could do. Extra agent recruitment speed, extra bonuses from pillaging. Yeah, we're not going to be doing that much. Just 2 guys there. We should be able to take it. I feel like we shouldn't really be fighting that much. Close enough that my missiles are going to come in here and hit. You guys, get on them, please. Should you guys run away a little bit? All right. Oh, that's nice. We can actually get another free ornithopter. We'll put you on just auto recon for the moment. Well, actually, let's not. Let's go there, there, and let you go and see what you can find. It's not really good at following directions, especially when you can't tell like where exactly the zones are. I just want to see what's adjacent to me. Like, I want to know every territory adjacent to me, what's in it, so I can decide what I want to do and where we want to build up stuff. Yeah, what are you doing? Okay, you should be checking out that stuff. Stop just stopping. Freaking me out a little bit. Alright, territory is ours. We are taking that over. Oh, we've got a research spot up here. So, extra Solari per research hub in the area. Usually you can only build 1, though. But it's a nice way to get some extra cash for some research. Okay, so we have the village under control, which gives us all kinds of stuff we can do. Now we can look at tech. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it here for a second while I take a look at the tech and see what I think is good or bad. So I'm hoping there's quite a bit of different interesting stuff here in the tech tree. Okay, looking at the tech, there's some really good research here. I'm not even sure where I want to go first. So the Fremen actually have a pretty good way of doing assassinations, potentially. So we've got some ways to get some extra relations with sieges. We have ways to get vision of sieges elsewhere. So we can affect... So we can get assassins, which is good. We can get them quite early on. Stealth gear means we're less likely to get detected. We can affect the Landsrod better, potentially. We can even get... okay, this doesn't actually give me... Like, usually the Landsrod support gives you Landsrod guards or something like that. They don't actually get that, but we get more influence. A passive way with Sieches being allied of detecting enemy operations is pretty interesting. There's a lot of really good stuff here. Reveals position of all spice fields. Harvester teams gain health, regen, and supply. That's absolutely nuts. Like that's a priority. If we're gonna go stealing spice everywhere else, that's probably where we want to go. There's all kinds of nice things for like extra cash income. There's a lot of good economic stuff here. I feel like my economy should be good. When it comes to fighting, we have less damage from air units, which is pretty good. Some extra water, just straight up. This is interesting. I'm not sure how it would work, but during liberation of enemy village, neighboring allied sieges send a supporting raid, so that's kind of cool. We'll see how that works out. Extra units. They only have a plus 50% bonus against main bases. This might have been changed because this used to be, for the other factions, it was plus 100% damage against main bases. Maybe everyone's only 50% now. I feel like... I mean, there's so many good things here. And then we've got all these authority reduction costs as well here for taking over villages. I don't see anything, like when I quickly look through, that gives me the option of like peacefully taking over a village. I feel like that should 100% be something the Fremen should be able to do, but I don't think it is. Yeah, it's like way cheaper to annex, but we have to annex them. We have to like send in our military units and take over, which doesn't really feel right for the Fremen. I feel like that's a little bit odd. All right, so we're going to try to prioritize getting to, I think, Arrakis secrets. So we're going to take those. Then, I mean, this is just free cash, so let's do that. Then we probably want to do something like Fremen Solidarity and move on from there, but yeah, we'll see. So we'll just kind of get the economy set here early on. So we'll get that going and progress from there. We actually have something interesting here. So we can just send somebody out to get some cash. We'll do that once I've got that unit that's I'm building. You're gonna go do that. Why are you not doing anything? I think even this should be territory, but I could be wrong. Yeah, there should be some additional territories out here, Jason.
Arrakis is our home.
Alright, you guys go grab that cash. This territory is decent. Be easy to take over. Extra Solari per economic building is nice. Just check out everything. Actually, we can make a harvesting team, can't we? Let's do that as a priority. So we have kind of a separate thing. I'm kind of used to having to build a building for it first. But we can just kind of build them whenever. I'm assuming as soon as we build one, we can build another, because we could theoretically just send them anywhere. Okay, we have access to some power cells there. Actually, we don't have power cells. We have spaceship parts. Killing enemy spaceships. Huh. Okay. Maybe we can build a different building? I'm not sure how that's going to work. So we have that. So we'll take that. You... Like, is that a territory? Okay, yeah, apparently it is. Get back over here. Oh, we've got... Actually, that's going to be quite nice. That's a territory we're going to want, because probably this will just give me spaceship parts anyway. How about you check out that? So yeah, this territory. Space cruiser scraps will appear periodically, gain guild favor, spaceship part with recycling plants. So maybe they just changed it from power cells to spaceship parts, because this is just saying spaceship parts, but it could just be that the Fremen refer to it that way. To keep an eye on idling ornithopters. Alright, up here we will take the cash. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think we probably want to take this one. So we'll stage there. Like, as a priority, I think that's going to make sense.
He who beats you in digging.
Alright, new harvesting caravans ready at Siege Tabur. Send it to a spice field to gather spice.
Beat him in pruning.
Should be paused. I don't know why we're not. Okay, so we can add crew, increasing the spice production just like the regular ones. Set up a harvesting team. Okay, go there. We'll just add crew whenever. We've got the actual manpower. Manpower is going to be a problem. It always is early on. And I'm not building anything here. I probably should be. Let's see. So this village, yeah, it doesn't really contribute much. So what can I build here of interest? Plascrete. We can go with a wind trap, although wind isn't that great here. Do we actually get spice? No, we don't. Some factions get spice, others don't. Wholesale market for cash. We've got a recruitment office for manpower, missile battery. What do we have? Shai-Hulud Temple. Extra resources. And ally villages in this region and its neighbors. Experimental furnace, never really build. Military factory, I never really build much, but might be something we might have to do extra power and health, and just increases the upkeep of all the military units. Research station, recycling plant. Allows trading resources with spaceship parts, so we are going to need this eventually. Allows construction of spire and altar. Fremen have limited industrial capacities. They can, however, reach a decent output by scrapping and repurposing the invaders' machines. And since we have a down spaceship right here, that's going to actually be quite good. Early on, manpower is kind of an issue, but so is money. Let's initially go manpower here, I think. So I haven't even put anybody like in militia or anything. Alright, first research is done. Composite materials, so that's going to give me more plascrete. And we've got the maintenance center unlocked, so that decreases costs of everything in a territory and its adjacent territories. So we're currently working on Arrakis secrets, so show me all the spice fields, and deployed harvesting teams get health and supplies, so we don't have to worry about them. And they're also invisible, thanks to Mother Amalo up here, which would be quite nice. We are going to want to try to get peace with everybody. We'll see who's next to us. I think this is the priority location to take. Yeah, you can see they're invisible there. Just hanging out here. Let's see. Okay. So we've revealed everything adjacent. How about we just put you on auto recon? That's fine. And I'll put you on auto recon as well once you're done with that. Yeah, I think we take this as a priority. Yeah, manpower is really bad. I think it was 30 here. Yeah, 30. All right, out here. 78 authority. We're actually pretty close. It is pretty tough. There's water here, and nice. Building constructions cost less, and slots cost less. Yeah, so I think we can probably take that. I hope, anyway. What are these? Reveal a siege, or we could grab some supplies. Right now I'm okay on the Plascrete, that's okay. But I think, yeah, that's the priority to take. Revealing the sieges will be nice later, although I might have tech that reveals, like tech shows me, like gives me additional relations, doesn't show me where they are necessarily. There might be something somewhere that does, but yeah, that might be good to grab too. We're probably going to want sky gazing at some point. Less authority to cost village, or annex villages, cost villages. Annex villages, extra water per controlled village, very nice. Yeah, so I think we'll grab these two. Then I think we'll do local dialect studies, which again doesn't make sense. We're Fremen, we'll grab Fremen solidarity. Like that's kind of the way we're going to work this out. So do we go ahead and just go for it here? I guess so. Head on down and see what we can do. We get enough. I'm not going to worry too much about militia yet. I think we'll just try to improve. Actually, I just want to kind of look. So yeah, we're sort of this weird little invisible camp here. My ranged guys doing anything? I think they're just throwing rocks at them, it looks like. Yeah, it's super helpful. Very effective there, guys. Yeah, we can't buy Chum shares yet. Let's get some more spice production. Because I'm already like almost halfway to where we're going to need to start paying out spice. I'm actually getting kind of beat up here. Okay, I might actually want you to run away. We basically have it now, we're fine. Yeah, so like this, we can either just send somebody out to grab the scrap, or we can use an agent to grab it once we have agents up and running. Can I build another? Okay, we need the population, that's all. All right. I hear the pitter-patter of little feet, which is making me concerned, but I think it's just these guys running across the desert. I feel like also, like, the Fremen should have, like, a thing where, like, sandworms just don't attack them. Like, they should know how to move across the open desert. They should probably have more supplies as a standard thing, or they should get more benefit from the water they have as far as supplies go. It seems like some of that's built into the tech, but I feel like some of that should just be built into the faction, not necessarily the tech. We have something interesting here. I don't know if I've seen this before. Moondew Vale. Hidden valleys, relatively protected from high temperatures and wind, making it as safe of a safe harbor as you can find in Arrakis for local wildlife. Yeah, there's actually like green stuff here. Interesting. So that's another good territory to take. And I think we've got research stuff that will help if we grab those territories that have some kind of unique thing about them. So we've got a couple close by, which is nice. Gurren up here is just windy. Okay, so we finished our construction. That's going to tank my money a little bit, but we're doing okay. So what else did we build here? I'm not sure that there's a priority because there's nothing really that great. There's no great resources other than the spice. We could get a wind trap, although there's not a lot of wind here. We could eventually get spice silos, but that's only really affecting this individual territory. Like right now, I think we could go wind trap. Oh, there's only 2 wind, so that's 4 water. And no extra spice. Or we go some extra cash production. Let's go extra cash. Yeah, I feel like my units here are not very strong. Like, militia's giving me a run for my money. Okay, we actually have an agent. Let's take a look at this. So my agent, influence global productions increased by 2% per information level. Alright, that'll eventually help. So I think we just want to do the same basic thing. We just go for authority early on, so that helps us take over territories. It's sort of the priority. Does anything, is it different? Everything looks like it's, yeah, it's all exactly the same. As far as operations go, Fremen sabotage. Military units suffer -2 their power and speed. Okay. Decoy thumper. Hidden thumpers. Riding sandworms to or from this region does not consume thumpers. Military units in the region gain stealth. Interesting. So that only lasts as long as the operation does. Administrative burden. Yeah, I've seen that before. Awake the people. Haven't seen that before. Start a rebellion in a village. Okay, that's kind of cool. So we need 2 in the Chom. So we want it. That's weird. Like it's so weird to have the Fremen like influencing these different factions that aren't even on Arrakis and stuff. It's just bizarre. Um, like I understand putting limitations on being able to do some of this stuff, but like tying it to this, it just doesn't make sense thematically. All right, defensive breaches is also quite nice. We've got the basic infiltration cells assassination. That might actually be possible for the Fremen because we have a way to make it less likely to get detected when we're doing operations, like including sabotages, assassinations, putting infiltration cells into other factions, that kind of stuff. But yeah, we'll worry about that much, much, much later. At this point, we're just kind of barely getting started on that front. And here, we're going to grab this village. Wait for our supplies to come back, and then we'll worry about everything else. I'm actually losing manpower at the moment because we're replacing the losses up here. Manpower is definitely going to be an issue here for a while. We should be okay as long as we don't get attacked by worms as far as the spice goes. But yeah, early on manpower is a huge problem. So just grabbing more villages will help a little bit. We can build those buildings to improve it, but yeah, just grabbing villages. Authority production is actually pretty good. I don't know what happens when we go to 0. Probably nothing, we just wait. Because it's only dropping because we're replacing losses. Alright, so we've taken that over. Now it's suddenly -13 for a minute, which I think is wrong. Alright, so down here, we've got some extra water, which is nice, and building construction costs are much less. So down here, what do we want? Wind is 3, so that's not awful to maybe go for a wind trap. Maintenance center, long term might be okay. Knowledge, intel. My intel production is pretty anemic, but I'm not too concerned about it at the moment. Let's go with wind traps here. And I don't really need to send anybody to these. I think we'll investigate. Actually, I've got an agent now. Let's do that. Let's start revealing sieges. I'll start working on that with my agent. You Well, we'll wait till these guys have their supplies back, and then we'll send somebody out to grab that spaceship part. The heck was that? I don't know what that was. It was there and gone super fast. It's probably just letting me know about the population or manpower being down to 0. Be my guess. Alright. Let's go grab the spaceship parts. Yeah, so I wonder, like, before we needed power cell or fuel cells, allows construction of fuel cell factories and Fremen ceremonial caves. So maybe I don't need fuel cells. Yeah, it's just spaceship parts for these, so we don't have to worry about fuel cells like the other factions do. So yeah, it's actually really nice that we got this down spaceship right here, right next to the base, so we can get this early on. Because we're just going to keep having these parts turn up in the desert, and we'll just keep grabbing them. So we're just going to keep building that up passively without really having to do anything crazy. So we can build ceremonial caves here. I'm not actually sure what the benefit of that is, but it might be good. Might be a nice thing to do, since it's something kind of uniquely Fremen-y, so we might want to do that. Research is done. So Arrakis secrets. Alright, so we should know all the spice fields, and deployed harvesting teams regain health and supply, and we have the spice silo building unlocked. We're now working on freedom fighters. So villages, neutral or Fremen villages give extra cash, and when we liberate, so I guess it's liberating. We're not, it's very interesting language we're using here. We're not annexing villages, we're liberating villages. We get 500 Solari. So the locals are so happy that they give us a bunch of cash when we free the village, even though they're not actually directly under anyone. And for the other houses and stuff, they're kind of considered neutral or independent. Yeah, sure, okay. Let's get you up here. If we're going to take another territory, like these two are probably the priority. So we could get the ceremonial caves here, and then this one is just nice because it's another one of these special regions. It gives extra hegemony. So we're just going to start moving off with some military to get ready. You're close-ish, so you're 56 to annex, whereas Sadud is 84. It's kind of way out there. We might want to take this anyway, just because it's so close, to kind of give us a stepping stone out to that direction, because the villages are awfully close to each other. Gurren, because of the high wind, might be nice to grab eventually because of the extra water that we can get there. Something out here. Okay, we've actually got enough spice saved up now for our bribe. Curious how the place thumpers close to ground military units attract a sandworm. Yeah, maybe we don't get attacked by sandworm. Like, I feel like we probably do, but you never know. Okay, so we got some money coming in. Very nice. And out here, we will take those parts. I still don't have much in the way of manpower. That's still going to be a problem. Tabmur is only 46. What's the priority to go for first? Nothing there is really that fantastic. Tabmur, it would be a research location. Gives me money for economic buildings. That's really nice. Yeah, probably Tabmur. It's also only got 2 ranged fighters, which makes it a lot easier to take over without really taking any losses. So, yeah, once we're ready to go, I think we'll grab Tabmur, then go for this, then this, something like that. We'll see how it goes. May want to have some military units around just so I can grab spaceship parts that show up as the desert reveals them, just from wind getting blown around and stuff. We're stockpiling quite nicely now. Still getting cash. Manpower is still super bad. We'll have the 46 relatively quickly. We are going to want water. So freedom fighters, and we're doing local dialect. So that gives me water per controlled village. Okay, that's nice. So that's just some passive water production. We are working on getting additional water down here too, so that'll help me for trading with the sieges. Oh, I forgot. We revealed everywhere there's spice, so we know where all the spice is. So we've got another one down here. One out there, one right there. Yeah, so we can build like 3 more of those. Actually, we could probably build 4 more and just send them out to these local areas. Even if we're not controlling them, we can still go grab spice. But that does require us to pump in 30 population, 400 Solari. What do we have here? Okay, so investigating this will give us extra manpower, or we can pay some cash and get some guys if we have an adjacent territory, which, I mean, we'll have eventually. We're going to go for Tabmor next. And these guys don't impact the command points here, so it's kind of nice to grab. We might want to do that. We do have Plascrete production down here bonus, so that's nice too, but at the moment I'm doing totally fine on Plascrete. Take a look at what we're checking out. Okay, so we have a bit more water coming in. Yeah, building construction costs are quite low here. I could put the spice silo here. So it's 90. Because it's this and adjacent territories. It's not, there aren't any where there's like a couple. Well, actually, this one might be, if we take this, we'll have 2 adjacent. So we might want to just wait to do that. We could get some Plascrete, not really a concern. I think we go for more manpower. It's just, it's so bad. We need manpower like crazy. Let's just work on that. And then I'm even going to unlock another spot here because it's really cheap to do that, thanks to our handyman. $46. So we're almost there. We could go ahead and launch the attack. Now, do I want to grab another harvester team, or do I want to improve the production of this one? I think we're better off getting a separate harvester team. And then we'll just send them off, probably down here. I think they'll be fine to make it. So yeah, our Solari situation should be good here. We take this territory over, we should get 5, or we have that. Or do we not have that yet? Not quite yet. Maybe I should wait for this to be done to take this town over, because that's an extra 500 Solari, but eh. I feel like these guys aren't doing anything at all. Oh yeah, we can actually look at this now. So, yes, stealth. Demolition, so 30% chance to destroy armor, double damage against flying units. Unfortunately, their range is very short. And because they're ranged, melee attacks don't do much. Yeah, it feels like they're super short range, though.
We'll look for insane.
Okay, and we will begin the annexation. Alright, Landsrod will start in... Well, that's kind of irritating. 0.8 days. Okay, we've got another harvesting caravan. I don't know why that unpauses the game when I select those guys. Yes, I want you to come down here.
Eat him and pruning.
That is really irritating. So that's kind of new. Like, it doesn't make sense that we should even be involved in the Landsrod at all, but, you know, whatever. What if I finish this research before we take this over? Is that going to give me the cash? Oh, look at that. We've got an Atreides ornithopter here flying around. That's not nice. Alright, so Atreides is probably close then. I might want to see... Okay, taking a while to load. Alright, so we need 51 to get a non-aggression pact at the moment. We're starting at war with everybody, and then we kind of have to do what we can to get peace agreement, so we're not immediately fighting. Landsrod Council is in session. Alright, so, yeah, interesting that we have any kind of votes here at all. So no one is eligible for anything. We have no votes, but we have a little bit of influence, so that's kind of like the smugglers. So yeah, none of this stuff should really affect me. I'm not part of the Landsrod, so any negative stuff really should not affect me at all. Lose Landsrod standing. Do I even have... Yeah, I don't even have Landsrod standing, so that doesn't matter. All factions get that. Gain Landsrod standing till the start of the next council. Whatever. I mean, why would I not try to get this for myself, I guess? Less manpower recruitment costs, less non-mechanical unit regeneration costs. I mean, that's quite nice. Yeah, we can vote a little bit for that, I guess. But at this point, honestly, I'm not going to get anything. No one's going to vote with me on it. So I kind of feel like I should just save my influence for later, when it's actually going to matter. Like, there's no point in any of this stuff. The votes are in progress. So yeah, it seems like it's... Before you had some time to kind of do your votes, it kind of seems like now it's you vote, you confirm, and that's it. So before it would kind of go for a while, so you could sometimes get additional votes as it was going, and throw additional votes in, so you had some time. Now it just seems like it's an over and done thing. I'm just going to confirm, call it good. Oh, it immediately resolves. Okay, so a cause gets foreign recruitment, cause gets less spice, and did this? Rejected, so that didn't pass. So we actually got some votes from the lower houses for the Fremen, which is bizarre. It makes no sense to me, but alright, sure. So yeah, that's kind of the new way that works. Interesting. So let's finish taking this over. I'm hoping I get my tech first, and then I'll see if I actually get anything. I think it's going to be right around the same time, unfortunately. Yeah, we haven't even gotten it. Alright, point of interest, so we will reveal the siege. Show me where it's at. Yes, you can trade with sieges to improve relations. If you reach max relations, you can forge an alliance. We don't have to control the territory also to do that, which is nice. So Sadan, we can trade water for knowledge production. Sure, we'll do that. So that's part of the reason we want to have a lot of water, because we want to be friendly with all the sieges. We've got some tech that will help with that. So once we get this, it's going to bump it all to at least 60 with everybody. So we do this. Actually, let's go ahead and change the order here. So Freedom Fighters is done. Let's do Fremen Solidarity first, because we've actually got a siege now. Then we'll worry about annexing more territory, because we need to build up the authority to do that anyway. Okay, so we have a new village, and we reached a certain amount of hegemony. You can now build in your main base. Alright. Costs a lot of money, though, to do that. So here, economy buildings and units dying give me cash. And I'm not happy about seeing all of the Atreides guys. Do I want to find another siege? What are my options now that my agent is done? Getting the manpower is probably the best thing for me, actually, so I'm going to do that. Where is my second team? Okay, they're there. On their way down, very slowly. Construction is possible in our siege. We finished off the manpower, so that's going to help a bit. What else do we want? We can make things cheaper, at least in this area, but this isn't really well placed for that. We could just get some extra cash. We could go intel. Our intel production is pretty terrible at the moment. Plascrete seems fine. Yeah, just give me some extra cash income. Then up here in Tabmur. So this territory, if we have research, we get some extra Solari. So I think we do that. First, anyway. We'll work on that. So we need... It's kind of a triple village here. Sadud, probably as the priority, is now 98, because the more we grab, the more things cost. So I'd like Sadud. Maybe Alifanam after that. Then I'm not sure. We'll see. There is spice different directions, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, getting this territory would be quite nice. Just anything that has the additional hegemony bonus on it is kind of what we want to do. We're building... Do I want to build anything else here? I mean, this is a good territory as well for us to expand and maybe get the spice silos here, getting some more plascrete production here. All of that would be good as well. Yeah, I just want everything. Give me everything. But yeah, definitely we need this because I want to try out like what that other building does that we can build on this territory. So I'm kind of curious. But this might be the priority, especially if Atreides are in the area. So we might want to prioritize that, then this, even though this is cheaper to grab. But tech will help with that. Like once we get to local dialect studies, it's less. So we're building there. We're not doing anything there. We are building here. We'll just let that continue. I can build stuff. This is kind of an odd construction base here. Administrative hall, extra authority, extra Solari in villages, extra water per wind trap. That's pretty good. Chom branch, Mason Guild, kind of same stuff. Recruitment center could help some of my problems. Manpower issues. Less upkeep, very nice. Huh, extra hegemony gains. That's something the other factions didn't have unless they've changed something or made that different. Bazaar. Counts as economy, military, and statecraft for the purposes of district bonuses. In a completed district gives a second district bonus one level below the district size. Okay, interesting. Al-Gaib Temple. Each allied siege grants plus 50 max influence. 50% receives resources from trading with sieges. That's pretty good. Intelligence agency, more operations. Yeah, so the temple's quite good. That gives you potentially a lot more voting power in the Landsrod. I kind of like... I mean, both of these are pretty good. I'm going to need to be trading with like every siege possible, so I feel like this is probably decent. I do have the money temporarily to do this. I'm not sure if I really want to start building that kind of stuff as a priority. Let's hold off for a minute. So yeah, now we should have some extra cash production per existing neutral or Fremen village. So all those different villages out there are just giving me money, which is quite nice. Yeah, interesting. So yeah, we've got a lot of hopes here for how this campaign's going to go. Whether it works out or not, I don't know. But yeah, we want to prioritize like this territory, maybe even this one. This is not bad for the wind. We could have like everything adjacent and then sort of expand. I'd also like to just start building harvesting teams and sending them all over the place to just start grabbing resources. Like you on the map. Yeah, you're nice and invisible. You don't seem to be losing supplies or anything, so just sending them on down. Yeah, I don't know if I can actually, with you selected, can I click? Yeah, I can just click on that. That's kind of cool. All right, and it looks like we have a robo-donkey. Sure, whatever. Yeah, once we get our manpower under control, things will be a lot better. We can start building up our militias. We can start adding some spice production. I think that will help just generally making me feel a bit more secure. We definitely want some more military units. We definitely want to be able to grab anything that pops up here in the desert. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and stop here. We'll take a look and see how things progress. We've got this little tiny bit of the map. But I'm relatively positive the way things are going in the campaign so far. I don't feel like the Fremen play all that different from the other factions, though, which is a bit unfortunate. There are some interesting things, but we'll see how much of a differentiation it makes as the campaign progresses. All right, this has been more Dune Spice Wars. I'm a Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, have a good one.